Hey friends, my name is Mandy Kultz and I am an intuitive medium and spiritual mentor. Every month I lean into the themes that are coming forward in a hope that it will help you navigate some of the ups and downs that come with this life, to give you a little bit of insight into what to expect and to allow some of it to flow through you as it's coming forward. When I shared the 3 cards that came up for October on Instagram, which were Wake Up Call, Sanctuary, and Submerged, I actually got quite a few messages of panic. So there was a little bit of a reaction that some people were having specifically to this one, Wake Up Call. So I just want to spend a little bit of time delving into each one of them, but ultimately you're going to be looking at these ones as a whole. Life, as we know, has its ups and downs, and there are going to be moments where we're really placed in a squeeze. And when I'm mentoring people and working with people in readings, I'm often talking about the squeeze as a birth canal into something that's new. And we all know that the healthiest thing for a baby is to be massaged through that birth canal out into the world. And it can be a bit of a shock. But we're coming to a time where spiritual awareness is on the rise. So you might personally be finding that your empathic abilities, your emotional sensitivity, your spiritual practices, your desire to get into nature, the way that you can calm yourself, it's all coming really to the forefront, either in that you need more of this self-care or that your intuitive abilities are really coming online and you're picking up on things and not really sure what to do with them, potentially being overwhelmed. So the wake up call this month, specifically in October, isn't so much as in, bam, you're going to be seeing something that you've been avoiding and you're getting in trouble for something. The wake up call is about clarity. The clarity is coming forward for you if you'll allow yourself to kind of sit back and experience it without attaching a story to it. You are coming into a new version of who you are. And when we're in eclipse season, specifically fall and spring, it is the repetition of cycles that we've been calling forward to kind of shift out because we want something better for ourselves. We want more abundance. We want more joy. We want more friendship. We want more community. We want more love. We want to feel better inside of our bodies. We want to feel more peaceful. We want to feel more grounded. And as we call these things forward, we have to allow ourselves to be open to seeing the cycles that are repeating inside of our own lives. So the wake up call this month is really calling you to take time to reflect on what has been happening again and again and again. And this might have been going on since childhood, the same repeating story with a little bit of a different flavor. And every time you get a little bit closer to peeling it to completely away. But I do really feel I was shown there is a big opportunity for this to be the last version of the cycle. And that's where the sanctuary part comes in and the submerged part comes in. There is a piece of us that really just naturally wants to fall into allowing things to kind of play out and trusting that it's all just going to work out, that we don't really have to take a lot of action because we can't do anything about it. And we don't know, and it wasn't our fault. And all of these things that go on in your head, no matter how evolved or elevated you are, we are all here to learn to stay in our own alignment and find our own path inside of what's happening. So the call this month is really to notice where you're still kind of handing over your power inside of these cycles. It might be one where you continuously feel victimized, but are you willing to step back and allow yourself to see where your piece in this cycle is? Because if you're not feeding into it all the time, speaking about it continuously, talking about the things that aren't going right, do you find yourself lending energy to the things that you don't want in your life by continuously pushing them forward and saying, look what was, here it is again, it's going to continuously be in my life forever. It's time to pull that language out of what you're speaking into truth. It's time to step back and know that you're not being punished and you're not a victim, and you do have the ability to kind of pull these cycles out of your experience simply by forgiving yourself for being in them. The reflection time, there's a big call here to stand in your alignment of who you are by being willing to look at where you stand in this cycle. What do you do to feed into it? It might not just be speaking. It might be something internal inside of you that continues forward. Are you willing to admit that you have a role in the cycles that are coming forward? This is not easy stuff, friends. This is not easy stuff at all. It's not just over like that. But October's energies, while you're in this squeeze, really are calling you to take time to step back and look at it from only your perspective. What can you do differently this month that you've never done before when it comes to this cycle? It might be as simple as going for a 5-minute walk every morning. It might be as simple as not picking up your phone first thing in the morning and responding to a million texts. It might be as simple as giving yourself permission to say no to some of the social engagements that are coming up. It might be as simple as looking up sleep hygiene online and figuring out if there's something you can implement to make sure that you're being fully rested every evening. It might be something as simple as kind of leaning into your creative abilities and maybe painting this month. Maybe there's something that's been calling to you that you've just kind of been putting off because there hasn't been time for it. Take some time this month to allow that wake-up call to be one that inspires you. Allow it to be something that excites you. And Spirit actually gave me a mantra for this month, which I wrote down, which is, I am learning my true alignment. So anytime you get frustrated, anytime you get triggered, and you find yourself falling into, why is that happening? And why does this keep happening to me? And why does that person keep saying that? I want you to say that mantra. I am leaning into my true alignment. I am learning my true alignment. And feel yourself literally come back to your own body. This in itself is a sanctuary that you will build and be able to continue to anchor into as you move forward into the rest of the year. It will bring you so much peace. It will bring you a sense of moving forward, even if you feel stuck. And it will allow some of the clarity to come forward that you need to see to be able to shift yourself out of the place that you're finding yourself in right now, instead of staying in that squeeze that can be very uncomfortable and very suffocating and very scary, quite frankly. So there is lots and lots of opportunity this October to stand in your true alignment, to be open to looking at your role in it in an excitement kind of way, in a like, holy man, I didn't realize that I would be able to shift this kind of way. You're not being punished. You're doing so well. And the October energies are really going to help you slide out of this pattern that you keep seeing for yourself, if you're willing to just take these tiny little moments of clarity and use that mantra as often as you need it. If you have any questions about any of the themes this month, feel free to drop the question below and I will check back and see if Spirit has any further information for you. I am wishing you a wonderful October. Bye for now.